Have you ever found yourself trapped in a mental loop where the same worried thought just keeps playing? You try to stop thinking, you fight it. You tell yourself, just relax. But the harder you push, the tighter the knot becomes. What if I told you there's another way? A way that doesn't involve fighting your own mind. In the Vitakkasanthana Sutta, Tayamen 20, the Buddha didn't teach suppression. He taught something far more intelligent. He left us a precise 5-step protocol, a mental remote control, to help you not stop thoughts, but learn the art of conscious channel switching, so you can reclaim your role as the observer, not the prisoner of your mind. First, know this: you are not broken. Your mind isn't faulty for thinking. It's doing its job. But like a car without brakes, it can run dangerously out of control. 2,500 years ago, the Buddha saw this exact pattern. He understood the mechanics of the untrained mind with stunning clarity. And he didn't leave us with philosophy alone. He provided a practical manual, a step-by-step guide. This is the Vitakkasanthana Sutta, the original user manual for the mind. The Buddha's core insight here is revolutionary. Don't fight your thoughts, transform them. He laid out 5 systematic methods, not to suppress, but to consciously redirect unskillful thinking, turning the mind from an automatic reactor into a garden you can tend. Let's understand the root cause. The problem isn't that you have thoughts. The problem is the unconscious identification with them. You forget you're the one watching the screen and become trapped inside the movie. It's like a television with a broken remote, stuck on a channel of fear, anxiety, or rumination. You shout at the TV, you get frustrated, but you've lost the ability to simply change the channel. These 5 methods are your new remote. Many believe stopping thoughts means becoming a warrior, fighting, suppressing, forcing silence. But the Buddha didn't teach combat. He taught gardening. You don't rip out weeds by destroying the entire garden. A wise gardener knows you replace weeds with beneficial plants. You change the soil's conditions. Doesn't that feel more compassionate, more possible? Now, let's open this toolkit. The Buddha's 5-step protocol in sequence. 1. The switch. Consciously redirect attention to a skillful, positive, or neutral thought, like changing from a horror channel to a nature documentary. 2. The reality check. Reflect on the dangers and negative consequences of continuing this thought pattern, like seeing the iceberg ahead and wisely steering the ship away. 3. The gentle dismissal. Withdraw attention and stop feeding energy into the thought, like stopping the fuel to a fire, letting it die out on its own. 4. Calm the very process of thought formation at its source, like not just turning off the TV, but unplugging it completely for deep rest. 5. The determined restraint. Apply firm, determined effort to restrain the thought from arising, like an athlete holding their breath momentarily to cross the finish line. Let's pause here for a moment. Notice how most of us instinctively jump to step 5, the forceful approach. We try to muscle through our thoughts, but the Buddha's genius lies in the first 4 steps, the gentle, intelligent approaches. Where in your life have you been using force when wisdom might work better? The goal isn't an empty mind, it's a flexible mind, where you hold the remote control, where you can choose your channel, where you become the skillful user of this incredible instrument rather than its frustrated prisoner. Let me share a story that captures this essence. A disciple once came to the Buddha, tormented by angry thoughts. Instead of saying, "Stop thinking," the Buddha asked, "If a visitor brings you a gift and you do not accept it, to whom does the gift belong? The disciple replied, "It remains with the one who brought it." The Buddha smiled. Exactly so. These thoughts are gifts you need not accept. They only belong to you when you receive and hold them. So we've seen clearly. The problem isn't thoughts, but unconsciousness. And the solution is an orderly 5-step map. Now, let's step into practice, where you'll learn to use this mental remote control in real life. Now, let's move from understanding to action. This is where we apply the 5-step mental remote protocol. Remember, this isn't about perfection. It's about building a new relationship with your mind. We begin with step 0, the anchor. Before engaging any technique, first return to the present moment. Bring your attention to your breath for just 3 seconds. This isn't meditation. This is pushing the pause button on autopilot. Like when you're driving and realize you've been on autopilot for miles. You don't jerk the wheel. You simply come back, feel your hands on the wheel, notice your breathing. That moment of return is everything. 1 breath in, 1 breath out. Now, step 1, the switch. Consciously choose a different channel. Don't fight the negative thought. Instead, invite a positive one. Think of a happy memory, a beautiful place, something you're grateful for. When you're lying in bed with racing thoughts about work, don't tell yourself, "Stop thinking about work." Instead, deliberately recall your child's laughter from earlier today. Or picture yourself walking in a peaceful forest. You're not battling darkness, you're turning on a light. I consciously switch my attention to positive memory, image. If that doesn't work, move to step 2, the reality check. Look clearly at where this thought pattern leads. Ask, if I continue down this mental path, where will I be in 1 hour? What's the actual cost of this thinking? Like when you're about to send an angry text message, instead of fighting the anger, pause and imagine the recipient's hurt reaction, the awkward aftermath, the regret you'll feel. Seeing the consequence clearly often dissolves the impulse. I reflect on the real consequences of this thought pattern. For persistent thoughts, use step 3 and 4, the letting go. Stop feeding the thought with your attention. Return to body awareness. Feel your feet on the ground, your hands resting. Let the thought be like background noise. You're not trying to make it leave, you're just no longer engaging with it. It's like having a toddler having a tantrum. If you engage, argue, or try to reason, the tantrum escalates. But if you calmly go about your business nearby, eventually they realize it's not working and settle down. The thought is the toddler, your attention is the engagement. I release my attention, I return to body awareness. Finally, as a last resort, step 5, the determined restraint. Use firm, determined willpower. Say no internally. Clench your fist briefly, then release. This isn't about fighting the thought, but about asserting your choice not to entertain it. Like when you're at the edge of a cliff and need to step back, you don't debate with gravity, you use every ounce of will to move to safety. This step is that conscious, decisive movement away from mental danger. I firmly restrain this thought with determined awareness. Now, let's plant this in daily life. When driving and frustration arises, use step 0 plus step 1. Feel the steering wheel, then consciously notice 3 beautiful things outside your window. When trying to sleep with racing thoughts, use step 0 plus step 3/4. Feel the weight of your body on the mattress, then focus on the sensation of the sheet against your skin. Start with just 1 step. Master step 0, the anchor, and you've already changed the game. Remember, you don't need to master all 5 steps today. Some days, you might only remember step 0, the anchor. And that is enough. Be gentle with yourself. This isn't about winning a battle. It's about learning a new way of being with your mind. Each time you use even one step of this protocol, you're doing something profound. You're reminding yourself, I am not my thoughts. I am the awareness that can choose how to respond to them. The goal isn't victory. It's knowing how to return, how to find your way back to stillness. Now, I'm curious. Which of these 5 steps feels most challenging for you personally? And more importantly, what do you think makes that particular step so difficult? If this mental remote protocol resonated with you, subscribe and hit the bell. In our next video, we'll explore how to work with difficult emotions when they feel overwhelming, using another powerful framework from the Nikāyas, returning to stillness.